put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald Duck.
I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Lady, and I got my shine. Money in my pocket and we're feeling fine. Radio's loud and we're playing Sublime. I think it's gonna be a good day, my oh my. I can't believe I made it this far, it's a miracle. Floating in the clouds now, used to be miserable. Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da, good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. My name is Bleeves. We're here for Bedtime with Bleeves, where I'm going to tuck you in with all that sweet, sweet knowledge that you've been waiting for all day long. Oh my God, is that light bright or what? Holy shit. That's better. All right. So we've had an interesting day. The vampires, the gross people, the yucks from America have just dumped all over crypto at every given opportunity that they can, while the young and beautiful and amazing overseas markets have performed and bought crypto and done great things. And yet here we are, just America. What is wrong with America? That's the question. And I don't have an answer for that. I mean, I want to say, we're just right? Let's get in chat. Let's start it off with a bang here. Clark Brenneman, thank you for becoming a new member. By the way, Richie, again, thank you so much. For those of you that don't know, Richie gave out 10 different subscriptions, memberships to people today. So, yeah, here we go. Thank you very much. So, David, hey, what are your thoughts on where we are going to go from the short term and sideways? Spring comes out, Luna Classic. I mean, just have a little patience. We'll see how it shakes out. I'm not really sure. I want to say that it's going to go up because it looks like it's going to go up. And I'm actually going to give you a bunch of data that says tonight that it's going up, that it's not going down. But you're going to have to make your own decision on that because I'm not a financial advisor and I can't do that. MDK, what is going on? Justin W in the house. Believes is so lazy he only makes 43 videos a day. He needs to get it together. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. Who else we got in here? Ryo's in the house. Maddie B is in the house. Maddie, we missed you today. Everybody was talking about where in the hell is Maddie B? What is going on, my man? Bob Freeman's in the house. Richard Nelson is here. Bullish for Crypto in the house. Tony P is here. Vet Olson. Nick Bright is here. Juice is here. Mr. Cryptocurrency and the NGN network are here. Jay Smooth is in here volting it. Beaver Lumber is making it happen. Kai Schlotz in the house. Titans Play asks, please explain, and thank you for the $5 bomb. Titans Play, please explain the volt circulating supply going down as they burned, but now it's back up. What's the difference between circulation and bridge supply? Okay, I explained that in another video, but let's go over it real quick so that everybody kind of has an idea. And Richard, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Purple 303 in the house as well. So back to the question. So the easiest, oh Jesus Christ, what's the easiest way I could do this? Let's see. How about a white screen? What if I could do this? Oh, look at this shit right here. Look at this shit right here. All right, so we'll just kind of look at this. Let me see if I can draw on it real quick. Yeah, I can draw on it. Okay, so okay. All right, now over here we have Ethereum. Over here we have BNB, right? And there's 69 trillion supply. And that 69 trillion supply is shared between both of the chains, okay? So that doesn't mean that there's 138 trillion supply. That means that there's only 69 trillion maximum on each one on these chains, okay? So this is a shared this is shared all the way through, right? Now, in order to continue to make sure that there's always enough supply going back and forth, the bridge, which that's what this is the bridge right here, that has to have another 69 trillion liquidity to make sure that there's always enough supply going back and forth. So there's 69 trillion circulating, and then there's 69 trillion in the bridge, okay? And now, if somebody comes into Ethereum, or a bunch of people come into Ethereum and they start buying and they start buying and they start buying, and they buy 30 trillion tokens, well, then 30 trillion of these tokens for the 69 overall, they're going to be moved over to this side. There's going to be enough for a supply so that anybody can buy that needs to buy, and they get sucked through this bridge. This is just a bouncing back and forth portal, okay? So that 69 trillion right there is helping all of this stuff to happen, okay? And it's basically, it's just like a water flow that's keeping this capped at 69, because it still has a cap of 69 trillion over here and 69 trillion over here on the other side. So no matter what, there's still 69 trillion. Well, Polygon is coming along down here, and Polygon is also going to have a supply of 69 trillion, okay? Now, off of circulating supply, there are not more tokens. This same 69 trillion is being shared here, and it's being shared here, okay? The only thing that's different is there was 69 trillion right here, which made it just a little bit easier, but that 69 trillion was burned. 44.85 trillion of those tokens were burned. Now, of those 44.85 trillion, that left 24.15 trillion in the bridge, which means that there's just a shorter supply in this bridge moving around. And what it will eventually do is, as more people buy in the Polygon chain, there will be a run on the supply, because the supply has to move back and forth, and that's all it is. And today, with 62,000 holders, we're not seeing a drain on the supply. So we're not seeing that, because we have a pool that we can draw off of, right? So we don't have like this problem. God damn it, now I got to share my screen. All right, so by the way, my screen looks like shit when I share this. So if y'all laugh at me, you're going to hell. Just so you know. Let me move all of this stuff out of the way, and then and then this stupid thing here, and then this stupid thing here, and then now Now, this is what a child does, right? So if you want to see some childlike drawing, so let's do this. So this Ethereum over here, this is BNB right here, and this is Polygon right here. All of them are sharing 69 trillion. So you could really say that there's 23 trillion in between each one of them, almost at any given time being shared, which is why this is okay, because it's going to be shared 3 different ways. But what's going to eventually happen is that there's going to be a run on supply. And I should probably do an actual video on this where I draw with my left hand. I actually use a mouse with my right hand, but I'm left-handed when I draw. So yeah, this is all jacked up when I look at it. Anyway, so there's 69 trillion that's shared as a circulating supply, and Ethereum has, BNB has, and Polygon has the same 69 trillion circulating between it. Now, I guess I should say that the bridge is right here in the middle, feeding into each one of these, and it has 24. This just looks like a murder scene instead of 24.15 trillion. So there's 24.15 trillion tokens in the middle here. That's the bridge. And all it's doing is holding this shit together and making sure that there's enough supply on the Ethereum side, on the BNB side, and the Polygon side to make sure that you can do what you need to do in order to make a trade, so that there's always going to be tokens. Now, all this means is that at some point when Polygon starts to fill up full of investors, there's going to be a run on the supply. That's what it means. There's going to be a run on supply at some point. That's what this all comes down to. So we're not seeing it right now. I apologize that I didn't share my screen, but I mean, I don't know. Blame Canada. You know what I mean? Like if Canada wanted this shit to work, then maybe they would have made it easier for me to share my screen. 69, dude. You get it. Anyway. So, oh, you know what?
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha.
So while I'm out here dropping the alpha, so here's the deal. The deal is very simple. We're all in one pool. And what was burned was not the pool that we're all in. It's the pool that feeds all of us. It's like that tributary. So the reason that we didn't see the pump in the price is because that's what was being burned. And that's really what they said in the note when it was all announced. But you can't just take people's tokens, because here's what would happen. In order to burn that many tokens, you actually would have had to take tokens from people in order to burn it. So this was the easy way. And this is the simple way, because it doesn't affect the price today, but it rapidly starts to affect the price because there's more to it. You come over here. When we originally started this, we were barely burning any tokens, right? Well, now there's 6.75 trillion in the debt address on the Ethereum side. And now when you go into the Volt BNB side, Volt BNB, and you look at the holder wallets over here, then you see that there is a dead wallet over here with 42 trillion 625 billion. So all of there's a massive amount of tokens that are now here. Now here's the other part. The other part is we now have to look at tokenomics, right? So what is happening? And I guess we don't have the tokenomics sitting over here. It should be, there we go. All right. So tokenomics are reflection. There's 1% reflection on Ethereum and 1% on BSC. So that 1% reflection now includes a 61% wallet. So every transaction going on the BSC side is getting grossly affected with a deflationary burn, while this is still a fairly significant burn. It's about 10%. But this over here is actually 61% total burn on every buy and sell transaction. So it's actually kind of crazy, right? And look over here. There's an automatic burn of 2%, right? There's liquidity. And then over here on the BSC side, the BSC side is basically devoted to the burns at this point, because that's where the reflections are going. And then there's 4% burn on every transaction. So there's just an enormous amount of, all you do is trade on BNB for a little while, and this supply will continue to very, very rapidly diminish. And we can actually go look at that, and I can show you how much is being burned every single day. Or you can check it out for yourself if you're ever interested. There's a gigantic amount being burned. So, but let's get into the news. Let's get into all the stuff happening. The pre-markets are still in the positive, so we're just going to leave a pin in that because that's for the morning. But Binance disputes the Forbes report. Today, a Forbes report came out, says that 1.8 billion in customer collateral was transferred. The crypto exchange platform has fought back against the report that cited blockchain data from August to early December. Moreover, the report states the exchange took the assets and put them to other undisclosed uses. Binance is now refuting the allegations. The largest crypto exchange platform by trading volume has had a hard time avoiding headlines in recent weeks. Previously, the SEC directed its regulatory concern towards the issuer of the Binance USD stablecoin, and then the native token has been suspended on Coinbase. Now, Forbes has reported the misuse of customer assets. Binance has disputed the Forbes report that stated 1.8 billion in customer collateral was transferred without customer consent. Specifically, a Binance spokesperson spoke to the block refuting Forbes blockchain data analysis. The on-chain transaction identified relate to internal wallet management. While Binance has previously acknowledged that wallet management processes for Binance Peg token collateral control have not been flawless, at no time was the collateralization of users' assets affected. So, and as a matter of fact, if you guys remember, back in, I think it was October, that's when we heard about some kind of big move that happened over in Binance, and people were talking about what's this big move all about. And then CZ Binance had to issue an apology because they were trying to move assets and they were doing a poor job of it. And he was letting people know, like, look, I mean, we make mistakes from time to time, like we're not perfect. And that was it. So it just kind of disappeared right after that. So it's probably that's probably what it was. So we'll move on from that, but we'll keep that in our mind. $1.8 billion in potential problems for Binance because told you before, Binance is not good people. Binance is whatever Binance is. And just because they are a white knight, as it were, for cryptocurrency in some way, or just because they're interested in the Luna Classic price, which doesn't make somebody, by the way, a good person. It makes somebody interested in making some money off of a project. That's not how you define a good person. So I still say Binance is shady, and we're going to find out more one day. Now, here is something that we're going to do, and there are two different. We're going to start with. I guess let's start with this right here, because we're going to go to a second article that's very that's the same thing as this one. Institutional investors go short on crypto markets as macro data sparks nervous sentiment from CoinShares. And it says digital asset manager CoinShares says institutional crypto investment product were largely shorted by investors last week. In its digital asset fund flows weekly report, CoinShares finds that institutional digital asset investment products suffered minor outflows last week, contrasted by major inflows into short investment products. Digital asset investment products saw minor outflows totaling 2 million, although this masks broader negative sentiment as the largest inflows were in short investment product. So there were a lot of shorts, right? Well, then you come over here and this short Bitcoin inflows rise to 10 million as market volatility piles on. But there's an interesting caveat to this, okay? With Bitcoin surging to a high of 25,000, the entire community was vouching for the coin hitting 30,000. But the asset has been struggling to push past this level due to the strong resistance. According to CoinShares, a crypto asset manager, weekly short inflows witnessed a major surge over the past week. But here it is. This sentiment was limited to the United States. This negative sentiment was solely from the U.S. We believe this reaction reflects nervousness amongst U.S. investors prompted by the recent stronger than expected macro data releases, but also highlights its sensitivity to the regulatory crackdown of the U.S. So this is all the United States. When I came out, by the way, and I said a little bit earlier that let's go because I'm just so funny. I'm just so funny. I'm just hilarious. Absolutely crushing it on Twitter that we've got what is boom, boom. Here we go. American investors and cryptocurrency. That's what it looks like right now. That is what it looks like right now. America is just absolutely crushing crypto, while the rest of the world is pumping crypto. Okay. America is just a bunch of no good leeches, bums, and scumbags stealing from your prosperity at this point. Now, the rest of the market is just pumping along because they want it to pump to 30,000. They want to pump to 40,000. They're ready for the bull run to start. It's America who's screwing it up for everybody. Now, what does that mean? Well, it likely means that we'll close that out. But what it likely means is that tomorrow we're probably going to start looking at some downside instead of the upside that we're really trying to that we're really trying to see, right? So you know what? Let's hit that like button. And I'm going to apologize again to Romania. Didn't mean to call them vampires. Didn't mean to make a meme about vampires. Didn't call anybody in the meme Romanian, by the way. So if you're from Romania and you hate me or you don't like me now because I said something about Romanians being vampires, I didn't mean it. Vampires are not real. Vampires are just the thing. Strigoi, Briculacus, whatever you call it, it's not real. It's an old wives' tale. And I'm not saying that your wives are old. So let's just get over it and stop with the vampire stuff because, I don't want to get bitten by a vampire. You know, Romanian, I meant. Ooh, did I say that again? Shit. All right. So anyway, so let's just kind of put a pin in this and let's just look through the market right now. 1631 on Ethereum, 23,450 on Bitcoin. What I'm recommending probably at this point is I'm going to talk to you about a strategy in just a few minutes. Just kind of as an idea here about what we should do in the market. But as you go down here, you're not seeing any move, positive or negative. You're seeing stacks still having that big ass run. But other than that, just not a whole lot going on. Just a little bit of green here and there. NEM still running, by the way, though. 33%. Singularity, Ajax up 16%. So there are some bright spots, but very few bright spots overall. Now, SEC chairman explains why he views all crypto tokens other than Bitcoin as securities. Now, here is where he says it right here. They might drop their tokens overseas at first and contend or pretend that it's going to take 6 months before they come back to the US, he continued, without naming any cryptocurrency specifically, he emphasized. But at the core, these tokens are securities because there's a group in the middle and the public is anticipating profits based on that group. Following Gensler's claim that all crypto tokens other than Bitcoin are securities, a number of people took to social media to disagree with the SEC chief. Lawyer Jake Chervinsky tweeted, Chair Gensler might have prejudged that every digital asset aside from Bitcoin is a security, but his opinion is not law. The SEC lacks authority to regulate any of them until and unless it proves in its case in court, Chervinsky emphasized, adding that this must be done for each asset, every single one, individually, one at a time. Logan Bollinger, another lawyer, similarly said on Twitter, in this country, judges, not SEC chairs, ultimately determine what the law means and how it applies. Doesn't mean his thoughts are irrelevant. They're just not dispositive. So if he comes after people are going to fight back because they don't believe that he's right in this instance. So, and we'll see. But to me, I mean, look, there is a Howey test, right? But at its heart, if you're investing in something with the expectation or the anticipation of a profit, it's kind of hard to argue that it's not a security. So we'll see how this all plays out. But altcoin that exploded 270% this month may be due for another rally, says Top Trader. And I'm not going through some other articles here, but this is Stacks. Now, normally when you see something like this, there's an ad. But I saw a whole bunch of these people throwing out ads on Daily Hodl. And it's not just that. It's that a lot of people are really convinced right now that altcoins are about to run, Bitcoin is about to run, everything is about to get on that next leg up. And it's probably going to do it through the night, a couple nights, and that the one day that it's really going to pump is the night and the day that America stops being a bunch of paper-handed little Jeep baby bitches and starts manning up and investing like adults. You know what I mean? And not shorting like a baby. And then finally, February has been an incredible month so far, full of voltage. But since the end of the month is near, and as David Gokhshtein didn't accept our bet, we will buy back and burn these tokens on Wednesday in case we don't reach a new all-time high by then. So on Wednesday, if there's no new all-time high for Volt Inu, and since David Gokhshtein never said he would agree to anything, they're going to take that 30,000 and they're going to burn $30,000 worth of Volt. Now, that 30,000 of Volt does not come from the bridge liquidity. That comes from the circulating supply because they're buying it back on the open market in order to burn it. So you'll see that happen, and you'll be able to see the transaction, by the way, at voltinu.in once it's been completed. And now, now let's talk about what is going on in Bitcoin. This is the part I've been waiting for. All right, so we're at 1.03. This morning when we were in here, we were at 1.04. So we're down. The Dow Jones ended up 72, up 72. So okay day, little positive happening there. But it did not apply to Bitcoin, did not apply to Ethereum. We didn't see the actual runs that we were anticipating. Now, what we did see is, and I started looking a little bit earlier, that, this really looks like kind of a trend line, right? So I was just kind of playing around thinking there's got to be some kind of trend line here that I was not seeing or something like that. And I think this is it. I feel like there's a lot of activity right here. You see, this is used as resistance right here, that it was used as resistance right here. We popped over it, but just for a short period of time. This is not a 4 hour. This is just 1 hour, right? And then we got right back in line. And then here we were like this. And then we used it as resistance one more time. Now that means that we are moving towards the upside. Now, if that's the case, then this would mean that all we have to do is extrapolate from what we know right here and say, look, this is probably going to pump. And if it's going to pump, where is it going to go? And then we can kind of reasonably look up here and say somewhere in the 1700s. Like if we get on a run here, it's going to be nothing to pop two of these and get back into the 1700 level. That's the way that it's looking right now. Now, the question was, for me anyway, were we going to stay over this this little short-term sort of resistance line right here? Were we going to break this? And we did break it, and we broke out to the top. So now we can kind of do away with that. And now what are we looking at? And as it looks like we're just basically running right here, just a little parallel channel heading to the upside. This is not, by the way, perfect. By the way, you'll probably want to kind of look at different odds here and say here to here. So, we've just got this upward facing move. I don't know how far this goes. I don't know how long this goes. These over here don't seem, you could reasonably say that maybe this is still in play, but, let's kind of move this out a little bit so that it looks a little bit more like what we're really seeing. And let's make sure we hit that right there. And so, we're seeing this all play out. We've got plenty of upside going on. So I would say most probably we're going to bounce around in here all the way up to around 1750, 1760. And then we'll start to see maybe some drawdown. Maybe that's when we start to sense a little bit of a problem. But if you're looking at your money flows, then you're looking at your 1 hour Ethereum, which, today did no good. It didn't do any good for us today. Came down, but now you can see right here, it looks like we're about to have a switch over, and this has turned into a pink one, and it's starting to run. So if this runs to the upside, that's if, by the way, because remember, this stuff does sometimes just come up, look like it's going to go, and then it just comes back down. So this is not to say that it's really going to happen. It doesn't always happen that way. But if we get this flip and we get the RSI over the signal line, and then we get off on this little run and we start getting some capital inflows coming back in, which we would tend to do in the overnights because it seems like the rest of the world, other not named USA, is pretty bullish right now. Then we could see just a nice little move to come back up here and to test kind of these highs. Now, I say that already looking at it, saying there's no way in hell we're going to do that. Most likely culprit would be, maybe we test this, maybe we bounce off of this, and maybe we wick this, right up in here, and then we come back down and probably bounce off of this coming back down. So if you happen to see, and that, by the way, if I'm just drawing, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So, but if you are looking to make any kind of plays, I would say when you get to the 1680 line, that I would be taking a profit right there and waiting for a dip, knowing that there's a lot of volatility with Ethereum. When Ethereum was running up here and everybody was like, oh man, did I miss out? Did I miss out? Hell no, you didn't, because it came back down to 15. So just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take your profit. Don't be afraid to just kick it out at 1680 and lay it on the sidelines and wait for your opportunity to get back in. You know what I mean? So that's what it's looking like. And then on the 1 hour for Bitcoin, you're really just kind of seeing the same thing play out. We're looking for that support to move up into this next little stratosphere. Now, what we could use is, of course, this little move to the upside right here to give us a little bit of this right here to bounce up and to get back into this play, because that's the big play, right? Because this is going to be that bounce area that predicates whether or not we can take off and move into that level. So not sure exactly what we're going to see or exactly how we're going to see it in the move. I can tell you this, it really doesn't look like we're going to get one of these. It doesn't look like we're going to get very much help. It looks like if we have this good opportunity, right, what it looks like is we're going to have to bounce up here, get a little support, bounce up here, get a lot of support, bounce around in here, and then just get lucky that it happens like not right here, but right in here. And then boom, we're off to the races from that point. I think there's a lot of people defending this. There's a lot of people defending 25.3 right now. So, I think that's probably the way this it's going to play out. Now, if you look at your MACD, you're seeing the crossover getting ready to happen. Same thing that you were seeing on Ethereum. You're seeing that crossover getting ready to happen, and you're seeing this pink starting to come up. And if it continues to move, then we're off to the races, and we get off on a nice little run. Now we look at the 4 hour, and you're seeing that we're already in the money flow, which doesn't make sense from where we're back there. But I mean, we look at this and we go from 22.8 to where were we earlier? 23.8. So it's $1,000 move. It's not a bad move for the day. It's about 5% in a short period of time. Well, 2 days. So then that gets us back to this position. So we're still, overall, we're still in a good position. But the one thing that you could say is zoom in on the MACD, and what are you seeing? You're seeing it looks like it's getting tired. It looks like it's been trying to come back down. So if the long term is trying to come back down, then that's probably not going to end well. That'll put a crossover here, and then that's going to be a bearish move to the downside. So be watching for this on the 4 hour. If you look at the 1 day, you can see that it's already bad on the 1 day, and we had that crossover, but that was about 5 days ago. Now, what I would expect to see over the next couple days is I'm expecting to see this thing kind of flip its way back over, and for us to get off on a little bit of a run. It runs pretty well. Excuse me. And I think that we just got this one. We minted this candle here right there. And that was a very volatile candle, by the way, if you look at that. But it's got a lot of potential. We're seeing two things. We're seeing this one and we're seeing this one. So we can't really make a decision on which direction we're going right now, but we do have this bottoming right here, and maybe this bottoming right here propels us upwards and keeps us going that way. But you should also remember that we hit 23.8 and rejected very quickly, and there wasn't a whole lot of movement. So weekly is basically unchanged. We're in the move right now. So and we're not even really like, I mean, look at this. We're just kind of trending along on the weekly chart. So I feel like all we need to do is just add a little bit of time. And once we add a little bit of time, then, maybe the one thing that we'll do is move this over a little bit so that it's in a better position or something like that. We'll leave it right there for now. But it looks like everything's just ready to move again to that upside. So, we'll see how it plays out. Now, let's talk Shib, because Shib is having a breakdown, and it is breaking down to the downside again. Off of what ends up being more not news. Now, I don't understand really what's going on. I don't want to make speculation about it. Shibarium either is ready or it's not ready. I don't know what's going on. Satoshi seems to me, and I'm not making any real guess here, but it seems like there is a problem and they're not talking about it. It seems like something is wrong and they're not talking about it. And the reason that I'm saying that is not for it's not for nothing. It's last week, Satoshi said the next post that you saw from him on Medium would be the launch of Shibarium. So what did you get? You got another post from Satoshi, and he did not launch Shibarium. So you come over here and you look at, here's the Shiba Swap blog, right? And then here it says, here's for the first day of the rest of our lives. This is the intake. And then I think that was the first one right there. And then down here is the second one. This February 20. Yeah. Now in here it says, by the time this all comes down, when there's another announcement, then you're going to see the launch. Well, here's the other announcement right here, and we still don't have a launch. Now, what it did, on the other hand, is it said, here's an intake form. You can, if you're interested, then you can come over here and you can check it out. So you come over here and you click to join Shibarium, and this says, do you want to join? Sure, let's do that. Web 3 or 4 with them. Bring your business to Shibarium, become a validator, work with Shib, create content with us. You know what? Let's do this. Let's do BLEEVESCRYPTO and Blam. Let's see what happens here. I don't even know what this is. At BLEEVESCRYPTO at Jesus Christ. I don't even know. No, at BLEEVES Crypto. We're going to see what happens here. BLEEVES Crypto. Reddit handle, I have no fucking idea. And then at BLEEVES Crypto. So let's see what happens. We're going to do next here. What is your audience location demographic? USA. What is your primary language? English. What is your primary content topic? Crypto, currency. Are you covering Shib on your social media? I'm going to say yes, even though it's only for a couple days, right? Yeah. Yep. All right. So then, okay. So let's see what happens over the next bunch of days. Let's see if this does anything or if it doesn't. Now we're going to kind of find out because we're going to be like in the shit right now. And thank you for the $20 bomb. NGN chart analysis, please. Let's get on to NGN. We're going to break these apart. Let's go straight to NGN. And for those of you who don't know, there was a community buy. I don't want to say a community buyback because it wasn't really a buyback, but there was a community buy program that happened over the last 24 hours, starting at 70 cents, led all the way up to $1.16. Now, for those of you that are looking for places to make a play, to make a flip, to make any kind of move, that was 64%. So if you're coming to me at any time and you're looking for opportunities, if you're looking for plays, and if you're looking for places to try to test your mettle, so to speak, and to figure out whether or not you can make money in this crypto, you could have made 60% if you just followed me yesterday. So, and by the way, I told you through social media and everywhere else that this was going to be happening. Now, as for this, it's very hard to say exactly what's going to happen on this chart because it's still new. But you can make some guesses based on the positions that you are right now. So first, and the first thing is that your 50 is over the 200. So that's a bullish pattern, which means that there's tremendous opportunity for upside. Now, you had this move, and this move got soundly rejected at the top, right? So we're going to cap that top and say, this is going to be our new line right there. And then we also found another point of contention that kind of moved along right in here and then ended up being a bounce spot for it right there. So we're going to remove this one, even though this one's probably a better line. We'll pop that off, and we'll say that this 200 SMA and the 50 SMA are probably going to act right now as resistance, because you can see here that it did pop off right there on the 50 SMA and started moving back to the upside. Now, if you look right over here, you'll see this chop and all this movement right here. Well, that means that there is some resistance in this little zone, in this little area right here. Now, there's the top of this little move right here. And that coincides with where we are right now. So that represents another form of resistance. So we're going to remove that line, and we're going to say that this is evolving over time. So now, if look, there's going to be some bot trading and stuff like that, right? If I'm a bot, my bot is going to start selling right here and rejecting back down. It's going to do that because this is moving sideways. So if there's anybody in the community that wants to keep something going, then we're going to need to get over $1.08 right now and get at least into the $1.10 range. Even though over here you can see, and look, there's always going to be some kind of resistance. You can see right there, like $1.10 is just waiting for its opportunity to reject. So the one thing that I'm going to say is this: there's a lot of solid holders. Now, the same as there's a lot of solid holders, there's also a lot of paper-handed people that are just going to sell out at the first given opportunity. So, but here's the thing. This is a community, and a community of people who are dedicated to that long-term HODL principle, because they saw what happened. And I want you to just take this as an example. I'm not comparing the two in the context of, we don't know that Miyamoto lives up to the Voltoshi name, right? We don't know that. What we do know is that that is the blueprint that they are trying to look at right now, right? So you have a market cap here of 767,000, and you've got listing after listing after listing starting to happen over here. So that seems like a really cool concept and a really great thing. So if that's happening, and if we're seeing that, then there's going to be some value, some long-term value, and some continued uses that you're going to see as time goes on. So where do we make our comparison? Well, wherever you are right now, Volt and Volt. Look, I don't think Volt is really in a pump phase. You can see here, Volt is heading downward as opposed to upwards. I think, up is over 2,000, right? And over 2,000 for Volt is about 140 million market cap. So if you look over here, this is 767, but let's just play. This is 102.87 million market cap. So 102,870,000 market cap, and we're going to divide it by 797. That's 129. So I don't know what your bag is worth. I don't know what the value is in your wallet, but if NGN can produce the result right now, and I think Volt's got a long way to go, but if it produces the result right now that Volt has, then whatever your bag is going to go up 129x just to get to that 102,000. So remember, we were in here 5,835. We're at 3.5 ETH. So if that goes up, that's 300, and that's about 400 ETH that I would have. So it'd be a significant amount. It would be a significant amount. So I'm certainly hoping for the best for the project, and certainly want to see this how this whole thing plays out. Now, a couple things. We're going to have to continue on with getting listed on multiple exchanges, and then start to create use cases, and then start to expand the brand and start to move out so that people can see what NGN is and what it's all about. And it really only takes just that one moment of finding that right. And remember, this is an upcoming AI technology, and that being the case, it's only a matter of time before somebody discovers it. And of course, the technology needs to work to the best of its ability before we start pumping it out and putting me out of work. But it seems like it has a great opportunity and a great upside. So we'll see what happens over the next little while. And thank you for the $10 bomb. Nate, NGN owner Miyamoto, has said he is following Voltoshi's strategy of listing on tons of exchanges. Do you think NGN has a chance to be the next Volt Inu? I don't think anything has a chance to be the next Volt Inu. I think that everything has a chance to be itself. I think NGN has the opportunity to be the first NGN, and NGN writes its own script. We don't write, we follow the guidelines and the patterns of those before us, but we can't define. Look, nobody wants to be the only person, the only group that, I guess I'm saying this, and I realize that it's silly because there's a whole bunch of followers out there that do silly shit all the time on social media. Volt is not looking to be the next Shib. Volt is looking to be the first Volt. Shib was looking to be the Dogecoin killer, right? So by proxy, it's a symbol of honor for Volt fans to say that Volt is the Shib killer, or to say that Floki is the Shib killer, or any one of these other tokens. So I appreciate where all that comes from, but I think that NGN follows its own path, that its path has a tremendous upside, that the narrative will continue to be positive, and it will continue to improve as time goes by. It's a dedicated team, a dedicated staff, a dedicated group of people that want to make this thing absolutely moon and absolutely soar. So all it takes is getting on some exchanges and releasing some product. Here's the thing that you have to remember. There's hype, and this thing will run based on hype. But what matters right now is actual utilities. So what it needs is a functioning AI to really get a handle on it, because it's going to need some mainstream coverage in order to become something big. Not only that, it needs to have some kind of staking mechanism set up. It's going to have some continued marketing and promotion and upside momentum, TikTok influence to get a few people in TikTok. Going to have to look at some of these Asian markets, because remember what we're just saying here. We just spent an hour or almost an hour talking about what America is not doing versus what the Asian markets are doing, and that's investing in crypto. The American market right now are a bunch of blood-sucking leashes that are stealing money out of crypto, while the rest of the market is pumping money into crypto. So that being said, we have to come up with a mechanism here that makes sense. We have to come up with, how do we reach the Chinese market? Well, it's going to be with AI. So, right now we just got a little bit of time before we start seeing some of these demos coming out from this AI, and we start to see like what it is, what it does, what it can do. I asked to be part of it. I don't think I could be on the team. I like what I do, so it's very tough. So, and I don't know that I don't know that I add the amount of value that it would cost to hire me into a project just to kind of to work on AI and make it do something else and shit like that. So I don't know that I have the value added into it to do something like that, but I've asked if they can allow me to test it out and see, what's the AI going to do here? What's it going to, what's it going to look like? So, and it's getting closer and closer to becoming a reality and being worked on. So it's just a matter of time right now. So we're waiting for that moment to kind of manifest itself so that we can give more information. We can see it in action, so we can see this thing just like absolutely blow up. And MDK, thank you for becoming a member. How high do you think Volt will go? Snoop Dogg high. 100% Snoop Dogg high. What's going on, Panther Man? Chris Rowley's in the house. Last day there in Australia. Hope you're having fun there, man. I really hope you do. Like Tom Brady said, be the next you and not the next Tom Brady. There it is. It's actually a perfect analogy. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. Who's that next Tom Brady that just sell buncheons with, by the way? Anyway, so yeah, it's what happened to the 2 tier 1 exchanges that were meant to be listed? I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for it too. Like we're all kind of sitting here just waiting for that moment, for that magical sort of thing to happen. And I know that it's coming. I know that I know that it's at any moment now. I know that there's, you know, that sense, that feeling that it's gonna be any day now. It just hasn't been it just hasn't been that day yet. I'm not sure what I don't know what anybody's waiting on. I don't know what anybody's waiting for. I could guess, right? I came up with a conspiracy the other day where I said that I thought, you know, maybe we're just waiting until this David Gokhshtein thing is over to make him a believer, you know, but I'm not sure. So I don't know how this ends up playing out. Here's what I do know. They've got 3 tier 1s locked and loaded. It's just a matter of them making an announcement. And now, by the way, I have been behind the scenes, so there is a spot where they're just kind of sitting idle, waiting for Voltoshi to say, "Okay, I'm ready," and then they'll start the onboarding process. So I know that does take a little while. So yeah, I think that here's the thing. I get the sense that there's a lot of people who just don't have the patience to wait. And I think that, you know, let them shake out, you know. I think that a lot of people are just nervous and they want Volt to fix their crypto experience, and that's probably not going to work. So there's a lot of people that are going to shake out. They're going to be like, well, it's not going any further. It's not going anymore. I don't think it's going to go any higher. And then the next thing you know, you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to see they're listed on KuCoin and it's mooning, and you're going to be like, God damn it. You know what I mean? And then a couple days later, you're going to see that it's on another big exchange. You're going to be like, God damn it. Like I feel like whatever they're doing right now is a controlled burn, that everything is designed at this point to let it run like Shiba Inu did. And I think that they're just piling everything up. I think that they're just piling everything up so that it happens all at once, and that we start seeing something like that transpire, you know? Like I really think that that's what's going on right now. And I mean, not for nothing. When I talk to Voltoshi, when I have conversations with him, it's usually about, you know, sidetrack stuff. Not, you know, I don't ask him deep details because it's on a need to know, and I don't need to know, right? All I need to do is have a little faith in the process, which I do. So that's why I don't really care how long it takes or what happens, because I'm here for the long haul. And, you know, so I do think that we're getting there. We're getting real close to something big happening. By the way, Kado is at 1337 for all of you. 1337 for Kado. So shout out to the guys in Kado for knowing what's up. WAGMI, by the way, up 12%, 51.58. We're starting to see that move. Again, it's not that high that we had the other day, but it's still moving back up. You saw it bounce off of this 50-day SMA, and we're starting to get some life over here, and we're starting to get some FOMO in WAGMI. And my NFTs are going for over $900 right now. I just got some offers on them a little while ago for $900 for each one of my WAGMI NFTs. So holy shit. Decanect 8608. Decanect listed on LA Token today, and you see a little move to the upside here for Decanect after that listing. Then you got Wiz Protocol up here at 37.72. Wiz Protocol is part of Pulse Chain, or at least Wiz is part of Ethereum, but Hocus Pocus is coming, and it's going to be part of the Pulse Chain experience. So Saitama, not really doing much right now, sitting at 24.12. BRL at $1.61. No real change in a 24-hour period, just kind of able to stay right in that level. Had some upward, had some up move, a little bit of a down move, et cetera, et cetera. Terra 2 is now 27.85. So I think they're officially switched over and swapped over. Yeah, so it's ready to go. 16.49, 37.77. Shib 12.45. Shib bowing to a little pressure. I think people are a little upset because, you know, I think Shytoshi has some. He needs to get it together and make something happen. And stop playing around. But again, he might also just be shaking people out. 58.55 on Lillian. Floki 49.06. Now, Floki is about ready to break down, by the way. If you look at just get an idea of the kind of the pattern and flow of what's going on right here, you can see that it pumps and then it dumped, and then it pumped smaller, and then it dumped, and then it pumped smaller, and now it's dumping again, and it's only a matter of time until that breaks down. And when that breaks down, then you're most probably looking at somewhere around this 36 level right here, 37 level, as probably the spot where it maybe springs from, because that's going to be the top over here and the bottom over here. And there's a lot of little trading volume in this little area right here. So I'm going to think that, you know, we'll do a little fighting at this 200 SMA, but I think it's going to break down and it's going to break through. Again, you know, when you're minting lower highs every single time, you know, it doesn't matter what you think you're going to do. It's all right there in front of you. So you put this and you touch and you touch and you touch, and then you see where it's going. This is acting as resistance, and you're not going over that. And if that's the case, it's only a matter of time until you start breaking down into these buy levels again. And if you start hitting those buy levels again, then it's time to buy some more, because again, once you do that, Floki, when it pumps hard. Let's not forget that Floki was sitting here, and now it's up 552%. So a lot of people made a significant amount off of that little pump right there. So that's what I think is happening over here. Now, there's going to be some people out here that are going to tell you, well, you know, you're making this wedge right here, and you got this wedge playing out right here. And I mean, hey, fair enough. If you think that in a bear market with little momentum and Bitcoin struggling and Ethereum struggling, that a meme coin with a game, albeit a good game, is going to break out of a 280 million market cap when centralized exchanges are sitting below 280 million market caps, and games with AAA rated graphics that are already launched are sitting at 200 million market caps. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't see it happening right now. And that's no disrespect to Floki. I love Floki as a project and as people. So it's nothing against Floki. It's just that this market is still, I mean, the market is still the market. So I do expect to see some downside for it, unless we get some kind of crazy announcement. So be ready for that. I mean, be ready for an announcement. Also, for Bone, same thing. Be ready. If you don't get an announcement very soon, you're going to see Bone breaking down. And look, there are certainly multiple levels here. You got down to this 150 the other day, and I said, Jesus Christ, that turns into a buy zone. If you just think about this, if you had gotten down here and you were able to grab some at 150, 155 when it made this dip, then you consider that it did pump up to 222 and to 225. So if you just consider it 220, that's up 70. So that's 50%. Let's just say that you got in here, not at the bottom, and then you got out right here, 32%. If you got up near the top, 42%, almost 50% is where you end up making out on this move with Bone. So, you know, pay attention to what's going on in the market. Let's see how the overnights play out. And, you know, I'm always going to keep my eye on the charts so that I know what's going on. We're down $1 billion. It seems like it's moving back over. You see right here, we're down $2.1 billion from the last time we set up. So we need $2 billion to get back to zero for the night. We'll see how this market plays. We're probably not going to see much movement right now. Otherwise, we would have seen it already until a little bit later. But you can see here the Korean index is up 1% already. Chinese index is up 0.14% so far. So there's plenty of positivity out there. Does it end up applying into crypto? And I think that it does. I think that right now you got a bunch of people that are looking, a bunch of Asian markets saying, hey, where the fuck did our money go? This was 1.4 billion when we gave up. And the Americans are like, I don't know, bro, but I'm off to get me a smoothie. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta get a smoothie made out of wheatgrass and germs and chicken shit. And, just like, yeah, bro. So anyway, that's my time, guys. This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I am always right. Be very careful in your trading. Be very, very careful in your trading. It's going to be a nightmare, but if you stick with it and you hold tight, then everything you're going to get rewarded. You're going to get rewarded. So, just remember, oh, by the way, my new thing, I want to buy a new laptop, and you guys want to see my new laptop, before I leave here. And there we go. So I haven't ordered yet, but this is what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna rock this Alienware. We're not getting this cheap piece of shit right here, but we're gonna get model X17, and then the X17 should have. Oh no, we're not getting this piece of shit. What is this goddamn thing? All right, so never mind. We're not getting that. Let's go over here to let's do this. M18. That's the one right there. M18. All right, so M18, $28.99. No. M18. The price can't have come down already. Anyway, we're gonna get this one, and we're gonna customize the specs. We're gonna get Jesus Christ. I don't even. This is not even. Yeah, we don't want that. What we want to do is we want to get customized. There we go. So we're going to customize this with 4080, 32 gig. We want 60. I want 64 gigs. God damn it. All right. Maybe this isn't going to be the laptop for me, but it does look pretty cool. Very smooth sort of setup. All that kind of stuff. Number keys on the side. Look like a pretty good deal. So, we'll see, I guess. But $28.99. So if Volt hits its all-time high, then I'm going to take 1 billion or whatever the amount is for, like 1.4 billion is what I've earned in reflections in this time. So I was thinking like I would take that and buy a new laptop in order to have a better setup to run the show. So we'll see what happens. So Voltoshi, get on it, man. I keep it plugged in pretty much all the time. Richard Nelson, it's not when you're trying to make videos. I use 32 gigabytes right now. And yes, it does work, but I want 64. And the one that I have right now is DDR4. I want DDR5 to make it a little bit better. So we'll see what happens over the next little while. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you guys for breakfast in the morning. Be very, very careful and don't get wrecked. Again, stay on that level. If you're looking at Ethereum the way I am, I'm dumping at 1670 or thereabout 1670, and I'm just going to wait for a dump for Ethereum to dip a little bit more before I get back in after that. So we'll see you in the morning, guys. Have a good night, and thanks for tuning in.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls.